Hello guys, welcome. And this is Dr. Dilip, your internal medicine educator at Unacademy. And right now, I am with one of the most humble toppers that you can ever see in NEET PG exam. And I'm here with Dr. Jagseer Sidhu, and he scored a mark of 665 and he secured a rank of 56, that too in his first attempt in the NEET PG 2022. Welcome, Dr. Jagseer, and congratulations from all of us.
Thank you, sir. I'm really delighted to meet you in person.
Thank you so much. I'm really happy. One main reason why I'm so happy for you is because I've been seeing you for a while, not just before this interview, even during the live classes. What I've noticed is that you have been so humble, and that is one quality that I was so impressed with. And anyways, let us move on to the interview questions. The first thing I want to ask is, did you expect this rank? That's what I generally tend to ask to many of the students. Did you really expect this rank?
Actually, I was expecting under 100 rank in both INICET and NEET. Yes, sir. I was expecting it.
Okay, great. So which means if you're expecting such a good rank, which means the amount of hard work and dedication you should have put in must be enormous. And that too, getting such a good rank during internship is not everyone's cup of tea. So I want to really ask, when did you start your preparation?
Sir, actually, I started my preparation in my final year. I completed the final year subjects in my final year. And then in internship, I completed the subjects of the remaining first, second, and third years. And whatever little time I had left, I gave it to revision.
Yes. And how did you take the preparation during the internship? Because internship is such a hard thing, honestly speaking. And as I've told you already before starting this interview, that the amount of information that you learn during the NEET PG exam is much more than the amount of information that you're going to learn anytime in the future by being a doctor, whether it could be an MD exam or whether it could be a DM exam for that matters. Like, you have to learn so much of information in a very short period of time. Like, you have like 1 year or 1.5 years hardly, and you have to crush so much of information, so much of knowledge into that 1 year. And that too during internship. How did you manage to prepare in the internship? And that is really astonishing.
Sir, I think it is important to choose our battles wisely. I think it is very important to know what topics or what thing we not need to learn in very much detail. So internship at my college was really hectic, and for the starting months I couldn't get much time because very hectic duties were in the starting. But afterwards, some easy duties like ENT, these duties were there. So I got little time at that time, and I just utilized the time to the best.
Okay. So during the internship, what are the subjects you really focused on? So what subjects you think are the most important?
I think the subjects like Obs Gynae, short subjects, forensic medicine, biochem, medicine, these are the subjects that you should really focus on, because most of the questions will be in and around these subjects only.
And how did you feel the paper of NEET PG 2020 exam? Many students have said that there have been a lot of controversial questions, in the sense like little bit of questions that come under the gray area. So what did you feel about the paper?
Sir, I think paper was a little tougher than the previous years. And I think one thing I particularly noticed was that tough questions were really tough. Paper was like that. Tough questions weren't that you may not be able to solve. They were really tough. Like some niche topics like mycology was asked in very much detail. So I think the paper was unique in the way that some topics got inappropriately high weightage than others, and some topics were ignored completely.
How much questions you attended, and how much questions you would think that one should attend in such a paper? Because you said yourself that the paper is a little tough.
So speaking for myself, I am very aggressive marker. I usually go for 200 or 199, 198 plus attempt. And I think, sir, to secure a top 100 rank, you need to at least mark 195 plus, because in the end, the correct questions gave you 4 marks. And even if you get it incorrect, it's just -1. So I think it is better to go take the risk.
If you're going to get it wrong, you're going to lose only 1 mark. But if you're going to get it right, you're going to score 4 marks. So that's fine. And even I am a kind of a believer that aggressive marking is very important. Like, to crack any exam and to come in the top 100, you need to definitely go for the full kill, like 190 plus or 195 plus. So that should be the minimum number that you should target. Be very honest. And what are the kinds of very basic textbooks that you have read, or you have gone for Harrison as reference, or you have studied the entire Harrison? So I'm just asking, what is your thought about the textbooks?
Sir, I think for the pre-foundation years, it is very, very important to rely on standard textbooks. I studied Robbins almost completely. I read Gray's student versions. Biochem, I read Harper. Uh, uh, for medicine, I read Harrison very selectively. I just went for the flow charts and some tables like that stuff, because Harrison is very difficult to read cover to cover. It is not humanly possible to remember all that stuff. So I think if you get time, you can definitely read Harrison's tables, Harrison's flowcharts. They are a really good thing.
So what is your take on the importance of the clinical postings and internship as such?
Sir, I think clinical postings and internship are very, very important. I just remember a quote from your class where you said that MBBS nowadays is becoming a correspondence course. And I think that is very true in itself, because now especially in North Indian colleges, I know that in South there is still focus on clinical stuff and internship, but in North colleges I think internship is sadly not becoming the way it should be. But I think you need to very honestly, I think it is very useful. Like Foley's, you put Foley's, you know what is its color coding. You put cannulas. I don't think you need to remember all those stuff. Like there were many questions like, if a patient came, what is the next step that you will do? So I think in these all questions, I think your clinical acumen will help take you through. You don't need to mug up things to get these answers correct.
And there was a question on IV fluids also, I guess. They asked on ringer
Yes,
lactate.
Yes, there was ringer lactate question. So that sums it up.
Yeah, that's why. So these are the small things that really makes a difference. In the sense, I would say like being a topper and not being a topper is not all about marking 10 or 20 questions wrong or right. It's about like marking that 1 or 2 questions extra. So that is what is going to define whether in the top 100 or top 50 or what. So,
yes.
I mean, even I'm a strong believer that internship and your clinical postings are going to be very important. So whether the questions come in the exams or not, it really doesn't matter, but it gives you a kind of liking towards the subject. And you start dreaming about the subject, and this is the time where your interests also change sometimes. And having said, like, I heard from you that your dream subject was internal medicine.
Yes, it is.
And why did you choose internal medicine? So what is the reason behind choosing internal medicine?
I think, sir, the kick it gives you when you make a diagnosis. I think that is the prime reason, the dopamine rush. That is very awesome.
And if you want to concise your entire preparation in a nutshell, so just if you want to tell it in a single sentence or in a very concise manner, so what are the key takeaways for others so that they also can score a very good rank in the upcoming exams?
Sir, I think with the plethora of resources available to everyone now, I think it is all about perseverance. You need to be very perseverant, and the faith, the belief in yourself is very important. I think it is a game of staying positive. There will be tough days, there will be rough days, but you need to buckle it up, and you need to be very firm in yourself. Believe that you're gonna sail through. That is my mantra of success from little that I have achieved.
It's great. And I'm also a very strong believer that perseverance is always the key. It's not about how much you do every day, but whether you do it or not is what is going to matter. Yeah. How did you tackle all these mental hardships?
I think its ups and downs are everywhere, especially NEET PG. It's a long preparation, so it is bound to come. So many times I felt that, okay, what will happen? What at max will happen if I drop? Nothing will happen. Okay, I have just sit for one more year. So I think it was my defense mechanisms talking. So I think, sir, very important is that talk to your friends, talk to your family. They will support you. Many times negative people will be around you. I think you just need to get away from those negative people, because negative energy is very dangerous. So get those positive, get those circle of friends who really believe in you, get those uber positive friends. I think that is very important.
what was your mindset after your INCT exam?
Sir, to be very honest, I didn't prepare for NEET PG as such. I had prepared specifically for INCT. I got ranked 298 in INCT. That I was okay with that rank. I was not very much happy, not very much sad. I know that I can get a seat maybe. To answer your question, the difference between INCT and NEET PG, I think INCT this time was a very atypical paper. Less number of repeats were there. More focus on factual questions and conceptual questions were in this INCT. Also, sir, I think in my approach towards the exam day, in INCT, I was a little nervous. But in NEET PG, I think I had that extra confidence that I just pseudo confidence. I took pseudo confidence. I knew that I had secured a seat in INCT, so I don't need to worry about my seat. So I just went without any worries to give my NEET PG.
That's really true. So you cannot
Yes.
doubt yourself on the day of exam, or you cannot have a kind of low confidence situation on the day of exam. And on the day of exam, you should be really, really confident. So irrespective of whatever preparation you have till now, you just brush it aside and just go to the exam hall with full brimming confidence. That's what I would say. How did you revise after the INCTs? That is what I wanted to know, because that will be very helpful.
Sir, I think the key to crack any competitive exam is to able to revise the whole syllabus in a span of 10 to 12 days. Your notes should be crisp, that should be able to revise the whole syllabus in maybe 10, maybe 12 days. So when INCT was on 8th, so I took a break of 2 days. On 11th, I started preparation for my NEET PG. And I said to myself that whatever be the result of INCT, I will not lose the momentum in my preparation of NEET PG. So in a span of 11 days, I just revised the whole syllabus. And after INCT, I realized that maybe my anatomy was a bit weak. So I put a special focus on areas that were missing in my preparation.
How much time did you spend to revise? In the sense, like you spend separate time on revision, because I know some students will be revising side by side every now and then. But some students might be keeping revision as a separate strategy. So what did you do? You did revise every now and then, or you did keep revision separately in the last 1 or 2 months, or in the sense, like how many months in that case did you spend for revision alone?
Okay, sir. So I completed my first reading by Jan, or so I think I had 4 or 5 months for revisions. So I completed my first revision in 2 months, second revision in 1 month, and third revision in 15 days.
And how important
Yes,
were the MCQs? And how did you do the MCQs? I want to know that aspect as well. So whether you did the MCQs side by side after learning a topic, so or you did the MCQs after completing the videos altogether of a particular subject. So what is your take on MCQs? How did you solve the MCQs? And how important were the MCQs? 3 questions.
So to answer, MCQs are really, really important. I think they give you an approach how to answer a question. In many instances, you may not know the answer of the question, but you may be able to rule out 2 options out. So MCQs really help you in devising that strategy, how to get to the best possible answer. It is always the best possible answer, not the correct answer. And sir, I think like I complete a topic. For instance, medicine, I complete CVS. Then I will do MCQs of CVS. Whatever the weak areas were there, I will just go back and revise the notes, and then go back to those MCQs.
Okay, so you are doing topic by topic in a particular subject. So that is what your strategy.
Yes, sir.
In
Topic
solving
by
it.
topic, yes.
And how helpful were the combat tests and the educator curated tests that we provided?
Sir, 2 points. I think the combat tests, they don't really feel like tests. They feel like a quiz or something. And I think they are very important because they give you an insight into the mind of an educator. And educator who has so much experience in the field of NEET PG and in these exams, they know what topics are asked. So they really help us to gauge the level of our preparation. And I think it is very, very fun, and it does not put any extra pressure on you. You really enjoy it.
Okay. And what inspired you to get into the Unacademy?
Sir, I watched.
Because you have a plethora of platforms.
Yes, sir.
What inspired you to get into Unacademy, and what is the unique advantage that you felt from your side?
To be very honest, sir, I think it was lockdown. when I joined Unacademy. And I think I was having some weak areas in my medicine. So I knew that you joined my Unacademy. So specifically for you, I joined Unacademy and I watched all your classes at Unacademy at medicine. So, and in the process, I found many amazing teachers, Dr. Devesh, specifically Dr. Zainab, and their classes were absolutely gold, I think. High yield stuff you couldn't find anywhere, and they were really, really amazing.
Yeah. So, and another unique feature that I would say is like you don't get these many number of courses anywhere. Like you get everything. You get the live classes, you get the recorded versions of it, and more importantly, you get the PDF of all the class notes immediately after the class, isn't it? So that's going to be very helpful as well in case if you're going to miss out on writing something. And apart from that, you get revision classes, you get PYQ sessions, you get MCQ discussions separately, you get image-based discussions. So I don't really think there is any other platform right now in the country that is providing these many number of courses. And if a student is very dedicated and if he wants to learn everything, so I feel like Unacademy is one of the way to go platforms. And finally, coming to the end of the interview, and thank you very, very much, Dr. Jagseer. And I wish you great heights in the future. And I
Thank you,
think
sir.
you're going to become a colleague of mine soon.
It's my pleasure, sir. It will be my pleasure.
And I'm really, really happy and hoping you to see in some of the future conferences together. Thank you so much, Dr. Jagseer. And wish you all the very, very best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, sir.